What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of For the Love of Bodybuilding. I'm your host, Logan Shults, and I'm here with my co-host, Ian Powell. Ian, how has your last 7 days been, brother?
It's been pretty good, man. Just coming out of the post show, food signaling's coming down a little bit for sure. Not so food focused, finding ways to navigate that for sure. Just figuring out little ways, watching bodybuilding and just, getting recovered, I guess you could say, where everything's not so, prep can take a lot out of you and also can take a lot out of like your life in general. So I think everybody should really focus the post show time to kind of try to balance everything out, especially the last 4 weeks of a prep. Coming out of a show, prioritize other things that you might have put off, but definitely feeling better and getting back on track, man. How about your last 7 days?
Yeah, 100%. Last 7 days have been good. Mostly in regards to bodybuilding, I'm kind of just in this holding pattern until, we are able to get preggers. But last 7 to 10 days has been really good for coaching. I've picked up now 4 clients, and considering it's October, I'm really happy with that because that hasn't happened in a long time. Not this late in the year, anyways. So overall, good week though. A little annoyed with the Olympia talk and a lot of what I'm seeing, but we'll discuss that here in a minute. So today, I believe we're going to discuss Olympia, and then we're also going to make some predictions for Prague. We're doing this because we get asked about this stuff anyways, and we're always giving our opinions. So we're going to give it one time, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, then we'll kind of move on because obviously a lot of people have been talking. Every year always has something to say about the Olympia. This is my 15th or 16th Olympia in a row that I've watched. So whenever it comes to these things, I watch the Olympia. I have my opinions, and I'm not there, and then I kind of move on. I don't really think too much about it. Over the course, I think of this past week, everybody's been talking about this, that, this, that. I was like, well, if you're not there in person, I mean, all these pictures that I'm seeing on the side look crazy, and then you look at the live stream and it's dark. I was like, bodybuilding is one of those things you have to experience in person, especially at the highest level where
Yeah,
this tissue, like these guys look freaking insane. Anybody that says any of these guys are even remotely out of shape,
it's
have
crazy.
never seen a bodybuilder open like in person like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, a lot of people talking about this stuff. I think everybody should have their own opinion when it comes to these things. Just like sports, you don't have to be qualified to have an opinion about these things. That's the part of sports in general, right? Just because like for football, for instance, people can make a judgment about a play call or something like that, but like you're not an offensive coordinator, like you don't do it for a living. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. As regards to the Olympia stuff. But I thought it was a pretty good show. Minus the fact that it was dog shit late in the day. It was a really good show. I mean, live stream was probably as good as it could have gotten. I mean, I'm sure we're in 2025. There should be some better technology, but I was fine with it.
To be honest, I
To,
mean, it's been better than previous years. I mean, this
I'm
black
fine with it.
backdrop, I felt like led to a much better presentation when we're talking about looking at it through the live stream. Normally you can't really see anything, and I felt like we were seeing a pretty good. I mean, I would say we were seeing a fairly good depiction of what some of the people in the audience were seeing. I was talking to a couple of people that were there, and they were kind of seeing the same things I were. Now, obviously, they were seeing on a much different scale. Um, but I think that the things that you can see is like, Samson is downsized and stuff like that, right? And so that stuff does translate. Now, um, yeah, so I think that what people are forgetting when it comes down to this Olympia is that the judges were split. Like between Hottie and Derek, we had a 2 point difference after finals, and now there was a 3 point difference between them for prejudging and a 1 point difference in Hottie's favor for finals. Now, so if they were even split down the middle, then you know that there's going to be a tremendous amount of controversy on the back end. And the problem, from what I'm seeing for the most part, is coming from some of these old heads that I already don't like their opinions on the current state of bodybuilding anyways. I just think that it's a bit absurd, to be honest. And then it's coming from people who really don't understand bodybuilding. They don't understand that when you call a front double bicep, the pose, the name of the pose is just telling you how to get into a pose and what body positioning they want to see you in. It is not saying that this is what we are judging. So when it comes to that, we're not just judging the front of your biceps, the back of your biceps. Like that's not the case. And from what I'm seeing online, and that's where a lot of the confusion seems to come from, is that people just have these ridiculous opinions that don't really understand bodybuilding. But let's show some pictures and let's go through what we saw and what we thought. Good?
Yep. I think
Yeah.
I think in that same sort of light, bodybuilding, whenever you're comparing, let's just say you're comparing just two people just for easy sake, we generally go by who wins that shot. You go from the front double, you go to the side chest, you go through all the poses, and you basically, who did he win the shot? Who did he win that shot? And then basically by the end of that, you can pretty much determine who won that. And, if anybody here listened to Tyler Mannion's breakdown, which I love, he's been doing that for a little while now. It's really great for people that don't really understand or trying to get a little more educated. It's pretty clearly like, I mean, Derek was pretty much winning that show for the most part, and he wins most of the shots. And
Yep.
we can see even from this image here, right? Um, this is Friday, huh?
This is prejudging, yes.
Yeah, this is prejudging because you can
Yep.
see. We'll get to Samson in a little bit, but you can just really see how narrow he looks in comparison to
Yeah.
all these guys, right?
I pulled up prejudging because that's the only one where we saw the top six.
Okay, yeah,
And
that's fine.
finals, I think they just did the four. So,
Yeah, they should before. I'm on. I got finals on mine.
yeah. So, what we see here is like, yeah, Samson is downsized. He's just overly flat, like we had previously discussed. And then Nick seems to have just missed the mark in his peak. And he's also doing this weird, like, he's trying to pull up like all the other guys, and Samson cannot pull. I mean, Nick cannot pull up through his midsection. It makes this torso look really, really long. It makes his quads look stumpy. And honestly, he just needs to show that. He just needs to squeeze down and show that detail in his abs. I think that that's a much better pose for him when he does that. I think that he did this on the advice of the judges, but I think that it was the wrong move there.
I think you can clearly see too as well. Like whenever somebody's posing, how they pose lets you know how confident you are. Nick doesn't seem like he's really like probably wanted to do that pose.
Yeah.
He just looks kind of he's not really into it. Whereas you can see Martin, Derek, even Hottie, they're all smiling. Where people don't really realize that plays actually a pretty big role in how you display your physique, not necessarily how it looks, but how you display it. It's very important. Yeah, I do not like the elongated look from Nick. I think Nick has incredible ab structure and ab definition. You play your cards and you go into that, right?
Yeah, 100%. In this pose, I actually really like Hottie's upper body, but when you go to his lower body, there's such an imbalance from this right quad to this left, or from this right quad to this left, that it throws off the entire pose for me. And that's where I feel like Derek kind of outshined Hottie is in this leg department, right? Like, and I don't think that I don't think Hottie beat him so much upper body to allow for the disparity in the legs. And that's kind of why Tyler gave, Derek the front double bicep. But I do really, really like Hottie's front double bicep. This is beautiful shape. It's just the leg imbalance that throws it off a bit.
And Derek just has a little bit more fullness and balance to that front double. So
exactly. The
symmetry.
Even
Hottie's a bit sharper in that pose. Derek just has a fuller, more balanced display of that one. So that's a pretty easy front double for Derek, I think.
Yeah. Samson, absolute shock of the show. For once,
Andrew.
he doesn't. Yeah, Andrew. Sorry, did I say Samson?
Yeah.
Andrew was an absolute shock for the show. I mean, I wasn't expecting him to put on as much tissue as he did, but like in my opinion, he probably wins this front lat spread to me.
Yeah,
It's,
and I had this conversation with a few people. So I think Hottie has probably the best
Hottie does
front lat spread.
Too.
And the big thing is with a lot of these big guys that you can see that like it's hard for them to get that shoulder rotation. So when you can't get that shoulder rotation, you can't get that chest up and elevated to allow that rib cage to show off the lats. It makes those shots look very narrow. Like look at even Martin, Nick, and Derek. They're a bit more stubby, so they're a bit more jammed. They can't really sit up that chest where Hottie is more stubby, but he's able to lift that rib cage up and chest, and it looks fucking sick.
Yeah. These guys do look like they're
stubby,
uncomfortable, and they're not getting their lats all the way out.
Yeah,
whereas you can see like, this separation and this width between these three guys is much, much better.
Way better.
And Samson just looks small, man, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him in Prague, but he just looks small.
Was this the second image that you just went to? Or
this is the second.
Front double and then front lat spread?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're going Derek Hottie here, we're going to go Hottie here because
I would go Hottie.
The way he can pose that.
Yeah, for sure. And then you got side chest, which unfortunately Andrew you lose every sense of size that he has. It just goes to this.
He hasn't figured out how to hit that pose very well.
No. I think it's a little bit better than last year, but he's got to figure out how to get this hamstring to drop, and he's got to figure out how to rotate more. Like, look at how wide Hottie is here.
Yeah, he's fully rotated. That's actually pretty tough to do.
Hottie should not be wider than Andrew.
Yeah, that's a great way to display that. But I mean, you can see here if we're looking at Derek and Hottie, Derek is just so fucking 3D, where it's as much as I love Hottie's in the upper body and how sick he looks, especially with like the serratus and the obliques and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The density in Derek's legs and the overall just size it's hard to beat there.
I wish I could zoom in more, but what I don't think people are seeing is that like Derek's shoulder roundness. Derek actually has pretty good detail in the outer arm. He just doesn't have good separation in the inner arm. But like you can see, we've got a nice bicep here, nice full chest. Hottie may be a little bit too scrunched in this back through here. And then the leg definition is just drastically better, and it's more balanced from top to bottom than Hottie is. Hottie looks a little bit smaller.
Yeah, he looks a little top heavy there.
Yeah, and especially from the side than he does from the front, you know. And Nick's side chest is freaking absurd. If he would have nailed it, this is probably his pose to take, to be honest.
Yeah.
So. Interesting pose. I know everybody loves Derek in the back double, and I like his from the glutes up, but I do not like the fact that we can't see his hamstrings and his adductors, and I actually think that takes away from this shot for him. I think he could potentially have the best overall pose, but I feel like this right here takes it away. Like if he posed it like Nick, I think he would win. Like that's his pose all day. I still think he wins this pose, but you get what I'm saying. Nick doesn't look to be fully opened up here.
Yeah, he's still getting into that pose, but that's just a testament to these guys. And I want you people to understand this. And if you're amateur or whatever the hell you are, even if you're a decent, probably pro bodybuilder, look at how wide their legs are, and look at fucking Nick's adductors touching, having his feet so fucking wide. You know how big your legs have to be to have that even close to touching. Or if you take it like a normal person or a normal NPC person, their legs are like, you could put like a freaking little TV there.
Look at, and Derek's got massive adductors. That's what annoys me about this.
Yeah, he's too tight there.
Look at how far his feet are. His feet are inside this box.
He's too close for sure.
You can't even see the lines on Nick's box here.
Yeah.
So his feet are much wider, and they're still touching. So it's really what it is it's the pelvis is just rotated posteriorly a little too much, and he just needs to rotate it anteriorly a little bit. I just would hope, and I don't think it would, but to take away from this like low back area a little bit. But yeah, I think he's got to figure that out. I don't know that anybody's telling him that, but that's just my own opinion. He figures that out, and this is probably the best back double bicep that there is. I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of people still consider it to be, but
yeah, for sure. I mean, what is this second, third? So this is third. Derek's third shot to Hottie's,
yeah,
right?
yep,
Okay, and even I actually really like Martin in that back double too
I
as
do
well.
too. Yeah. So this is the first one that I give to Hottie. I actually don't
Second
like
one.
Derek's second one. Yeah. So we're 3-1. So now we're 3-2.
3-2. Yep.
So I actually don't like Derek's back lat spread.
No, not at all. And Hottie's really brought up his. I remember 2020,
Yeah.
2021, that was like a big thing. It was like Hottie's back last spread, and it really didn't look good, but he's able to build that detail, and most importantly, he can actually open that open that
Do you
back.
see like this detail between all of these separating muscles, and then like how thick we are throughout here? Like you can't see his low back because the lats are so thick.
It's like segmented.
Yeah. Whereas Derek, it's like there's flat. Where's the separation throughout this lower lat here? Like there's a little bit, but not much. And then we don't have we can't really see like his erectors and stuff like that. Maybe that's a posing issue. I don't know. But to me, this is a Hottie pose all day. And then I would probably even go, I wouldn't even have Derek second in this. Actually, I'd probably have him like lower on the totem pole for this particular pose.
Actually, I want you to maybe you can pull up this one that I found here, because this top 4 call that I have, this is from finals, and you can see, because these are a lot closer up HD ones, you can still see that smoothness in his lower back that you're seeing here.
Send it to me on Instagram.
Okay, I'm on a different account, but I think I can send this to you.
What account are you on?
I think this is Maui's account.
Maui?
Because I think they're tagged onto the same profile. Okay, Maui sent it to you. I don't know if it's going to come up to as. There you go. Yeah, better put her in primary. Yeah, click that one. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, go to the back one.
This is much better for just these top 2 or these top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's much better, but you can still see the smoothness, but you can see there is a little bit more detail
width.
Up in that upper width and rear, rear delts.
And we have a little bit more width. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
So it's still pretty close here. I mean, I think Cody's just edging him out just a tiny bit. Again, he's posing that lower body a little bit better too. He looks like he's on a side angle here.
Yeah, he's kind of facing this direction instead of straight back.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So side tricep.
Side tricep. I feel like Derek always has a hard time getting into that pose. That this one shows actually a pretty good image of him in it. But from when I was watching on the live stream, it always looked like a pretty tough pose for him to get into. And I always felt like Hottie nailed this one the best because of his obliques and his abs.
Yeah,
they're so gnarly.
Let's look at prejudging. The only problem I see there is
where is that side tricep?
Let's see.
It'll be in there. I mean,
there was one, but it was not this straight on.
Yeah.
This one. I don't like this angle though.
Yeah, it's dog shit.
Yeah, I feel like this angle for Hottie is kind of bad. Personally, I still like Derek better, just because of this side leg.
Yeah.
But I do like Hottie's abs better. And then Hottie's got this striation through here, this detail.
Yeah. And then, I mean, Andrew still just looks really awkward in that pose. He's just too fucking big or some shit. It's hard for him to get into that. Samson, you usually can hit this pose pretty well. It's still more of a detail thing where it's hard to see his skin texture. You can see his ribs and his intercostal where it's a lot more smooth over, whereas you can see in Derek and Hottie, it's just like, it's way harder.
Yeah. Yeah, Samson was just way too flat, and he just...
So that's
everybody was talking about, and me and you discussed this, but everybody's talking about Samson and how he pushed for conditioning and he just lost a bunch of size. And in reality, he came out and said that they were just too flat. They didn't take into account like how much they needed to fill out. And so when you and I think we're seeing videos of him now where he's filled out and now that conditioning is showing.
Mm.
And he's like, I think that Samson shows up to the Olympia and we're looking at a different show altogether. Because it was
Yeah.
very, very good. So
Yeah, I think what people don't really understand with that stuff is like, especially like, it's very hard to lose muscle, especially at this, unless they were doing something egregious, which I don't think at this point any of them could really do, and their genetics would really come into play here and hold
yep,
a shit ton of tissue here. But just to explain how like hard it is to have somebody like to bring somebody back to life, and essentially, especially somebody like at this size where he's upwards 290, 300 pounds, right? When I was at my most depleted for Bustle Beach, and I'm not a big person by any means at all, it took 3 or 4 days of 750 grams, 1,000 grams of carbs to bring up any signs of life in detail. So if you have somebody that's 290, 300 pounds, this is not something you can correct in a day or two. You
no,
need to be well ahead of this curve. And it would honestly be much better for Samson, I feel like, to come in blasting full and then drop down, maybe use a small diuretic or use a little bit over a course of a few days just to manage that fullness, because he's just, when he's so full, he's so fucking big.
yeah,
I think it's just matter of like, you can't over flatten somebody like Samson, which I think they figured that out.
yeah. I think they just had a learning curve here. So one of the things, and I still think that this isn't the best shot for Hadi in regards to his ab and thigh. He does a front on one that is more on par here, and it's better, and he does win this shot. But
Mm.
Derek has brought this pose up a lot, like a lot. Like I remember when he first won the Olympia, he lost his pose. Like this was a terrible pose for him. As a matter of fact, he pulled it in a
Yeah.
vacuum because his abs were so bad. So I'm
Yep.
actually really impressed with this from Derek.
You have the other one that you have? I think maybe the other one that you have has
Yeah, it does. Here we go.
yeah, I see that that's better.
This is yeah, this wins.
Yeah, I don't like it whenever like I think it depends on everybody. Like whenever I go into the side crunch with my arm, it shows my detail of my abs better. But when I do this one, it's very hard for me, and I think it was the opposite for Hadi. Whenever he
Yeah,
would go into that side one, it would make his abs look like not
yeah,
very ribbed. Where this one, he's just like he's ribbed diced out. Like it looks great.
yeah. This is great for sure.
Yeah, that's him and Martin. Martin looks gnarly in that one too.
Yep, it's a good post for Martin as well.
Yeah. Yeah, look, hold on. Go back. Go to Nick for a second. What the fuck is his hand? He can't even get his hands back there.
Yeah, he this. So it looks like even this lat's like kind of protruding, and then this one's kind of like locked up a little bit more.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah, I mean,
just
Andrew,
the
look
stuff.
at Andrew is too though. Andrew
Yeah,
can't get those elbows back. I mean,
yeah,
really, none of them have great. They're all kind of on top of their head.
yeah. I mean, imagine that's probably pretty
Yeah,
fucking
I
hard to
mean they're
do when
also
you're 250, 60 pounds.
yeah peeled. Yeah, for sure.
Peeled. Yeah, so definitely. Was it? Are we 4-3, Derek?
Yeah, I think so.
We gave back lat, front lat, abs and thigh to Hadi. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
And this is just a money shot for Hadi. I love when Hadi hits this fucking pose because he
yeah,
just gets so into it and it's just so razor.
yep, yeah. It is very good. Um,
Go to the other one. Martin has a good front lats, most muscular too.
yeah, he
That
does.
quad is gnarly.
That's the last one.
Okay, I mean go to the other one where you can see the front
Oh, here.
most muscular and all those guys. Hey, look at that shit. Look at Hadi.
Yeah, Hadi's detail. The only problem is again Hadi's legs, man.
Yeah,
There's this massive imbalance, and you can see it right here. Like we've got a flat
yeah.
quad versus a protruding one, and it just creates this imbalance. So I think that they did
Some
give
sort
this. I think they
some
did
sort of
give
injury
this.
there.
Yeah, I think they did give this to Hadi, but I don't see them like it being that big of a difference, right? I mean, we do definitely see some more detail throughout his upper body than Derek's for sure.
I think we can just see here
Yeah,
that like Derek is just the more complete, fuller bodybuilder in
symmetrical.
the show.
Yeah,
which
And
is that's
Samson,
yeah. Go ahead.
what's crazy is this still looks good. It just
It does look good.
is
He's still
it,
flat there.
yeah, he's still just flat. Um, but it's still a very good pose.
Yeah, which right, and this is part of bodybuilding that like once the more you do it, once the more you
Yeah,
understand it,
yeah,
that the level of fullness and dryness and hardness for each individual is very different, right? Somebody could come in blasting full, and they might look like shit.
yeah.
Or if they come in a little bit flat, that's actually might be better, or super flat,
So Andrew here
Wish
has
he would tuck his arms
crazy.
here.
He has crazy triceps when they're up. His arms are up, but here his triceps look non-existent, and to me it lends itself for an incomplete most muscular. Also, it looks like he tore his pec at some point. This one protrudes in much deeper than this one does over here.
Yeah,
Um,
good, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, front doubles again. I
Front
think
double,
we
you can
go.
see.
Yeah,
Front double, you can clearly see it's Derek. You could honestly just give the front lats, but to Andrew, honestly, if you wanted to in this one. The
you
Hotties
could.
is very good.
Yeah,
Derek again. Derek again. Hottie Derek.
yeah. I mean, it's
Hottie.
like we said, it's split, man. It's so close, right? So, um,
I think Derek just has one or two shots on him,
yeah.
so it's more it's just
But
enough.
at the end of the day, our opinions are kind of irrelevant. The judges' opinions are the only ones that matter, and neither
Yeah.
one of us were there in person, so we're just looking at pictures and dictating from there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And I think to address this because everybody always likes to bring up politics and stuff when it comes to Olympia and stuff like that. Bodybuilding is in a much different spotlight than it used to be, where everything is criticized and it's all on social media. And the integrity of the sport is very important for all these
yeah,
people involved into it. So there's really no politics at all, especially like you really see that at like really just kind of the regional, local level of your local shows. You'll see little shit like
yeah.
that. But once you get to the nationals, pro am, and especially Olympia, like they don't give a shit that any of these guys come from a different background or whatever it is. Like they're gonna
Yeah.
award the best bodybuilder on
I mean,
stage that day.
if it were politics, okay, let's look at the four of them. Who is the best for bodybuilding up there? Who is the best ambassador? Who does the most? Who is the most liked? It's Samson.
Yeah.
Derek is widely not liked in the bodybuilding industry. People don't like him. Um, and I don't think that Derek is good for and he wasn't when he did win, he wasn't a great ambassador. Like he wasn't doing a lot of traveling and appearances and stuff like that. Meanwhile, Samson did multiple shows. He did appearances all over the world. People love Samson. He's a good dude, right? Like I just think that if it were political, Derek is not the choice.
No. And we already
So
saw when Hadi won what it did for the country of
yeah,
Iran and for like I mean that's a fucking
yeah. I mean, we don't see the effects of a good Mr. Olympia over here, but
mm.
yeah. I mean, Iran goes crazy. So
And
I
it's
just think
bodybuilding's
that
huge in Iran, by the way. It's huge over there. There's
yeah.
crazy genetics over
I
there.
think I think people are calling politics because Derek is a quote unquote good all American Christian boy. He's white. He's pretty, and that's why they're calling politics. I don't think that it's actually anything really political because there is no real argument to be had as to why Derek is a better Mr. Olympia as an ambassador for bodybuilding than Samson is. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that pretty much covers the
cool.
open. I think go to that same page. Let's go over classic real quick because this is a changing of the guard per se. Um,
The same page have
so go back to the other page. I was on
bodybuilders
bodybuilders
without
without
borders.
borders. Yeah. So go down.
No, they
Wait,
wouldn't
hold
have
on.
classic. Classic would have been up
Upper.
here.
Yeah, there you go. I'm on one right here. That's good. Keep going up.
Here.
No, not that one. Go up a little bit more.
No.
It's with Mike has his hands up like this. Keep going up.
Is it just two people or is it
Yeah.
four?
No, keep going up. Yeah, see, keep going up. Yeah, you're almost there. You're almost there. It's coming up. Right there, right in the middle. To the right.
Right there?
No.
Oh,
Up
right
to the
here?
right. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Here's a good top three. This is your top three call out
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good.
for finals. So I mean, we can start. I mean, I guess that first one is a favorite classic.
Yeah, favorite classic. The favorite classic is hard to judge. You know,
It's a lot of they're all three hitting different poses here, guys. So.
yeah. So typically they're looking at who looks better in their respective pose. Um,
So I think the same thing could be said for Mike, where he chased that conditioning a little bit, and he lost a lot of that big
yeah,
fullness size. Where I think you put somebody like Mike, where he's fully blown, he can really match up against somebody like Ramon, who's just bigger. He's just a big fucking dude.
yeah, yeah. I would agree. I mean, I think that yeah, and as far as Terrence is concerned, he just got outsized. But I think Terrence is more complete than either one of these guys, and
Yep.
I don't know that Mike, now that he was forced to suck down a little bit more, is going to be able to really compete in classic anymore. To be honest,
Yeah, because he's not going to be able to bring that big fullness that he did
exactly,
last year.
and that's kind of what his frame needs to really shine. Ramon looked fantastic this year, which I was really not thinking that he was going to be able to pull that together. But like great detail, like you can see through the arm, nice wide weight, nice wide lats, stripped out. So personally, though, like I still like Terrence, but in this pose, I would definitely give it to Ramon.
Yeah, I mean, to do a teacup front lat like that is pretty hard. You have to be pretty fucking big to make that look decent.
Yeah,
Get his fucking shoulders, arms. I do like the way that Mike is hitting this. It's very, very
yeah.
interesting. But I do think it's really nice look.
I like Terrence better, but
Yeah, see, I don't like how Mike's hitting this back double, and I think there's a. I mean, this one doesn't look like Ramon's opened up at all.
no,
Looks like he's real pinched. But look at his fucking leg.
dude, his legs look
How the
dumb.
fuck is he hitting that?
They look dumb. I mean, even his calves, right? And
He's completely squared out.
yeah, and then Mike, if Mike hits his legs better, he wins this pose handedly. Like
Yeah,
he's
he
got
needs to not bend his knee so much.
yeah, his front leg especially, yeah. Like he needs to hit it more like Terrence's here.
Yeah, Terrence is definitely hitting this one the best for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at it, Terrence's lower body, I think Terrence
Yeah,
wins this as far as like the posing is concerned. This just looks absurd. This doesn't match this upper body at all.
yeah,
But Terrence, where Terrence loses this is his back. It's just not wide enough. It's not thick enough. His arms, and right here, they're still a little bit too small for the lower body.
yeah.
So in this pose, Mike is the most balanced, but the problem is that Mike hits this in such a way that his legs don't look very good.
Yep.
So
No, this one's Dino all day. Good
yeah,
God.
yeah, that's insane. That's very good. Yeah, I mean, I think where Dino outshines Mike is this glute area. For some reason, Mike is not thick through here, but he is really thick through like here, which is odd.
Cool.
Typically it kind of tapers off kind of like
It's more
Ramones
balanced.
does here. Yeah, this is a better balanced leg, a better leg overall. So
And this is the power of having really nice shoulders and arms. Is Ramon can just dominate any 3D or shots like that, because that's massive. By the way, chest, shoulders, arms, it's huge.
and again, I think Terrence is just getting outsized a lot.
He's just getting out muscled.
Yeah.
Again, Mike's super super sharp in this pose, tiny waist, but Ramon is just such balance of fullness. And isn't it crazy how from the front, like Ramon is balancing his legs, in the back it's just like retarded.
It's got to be how he poses them, man. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, you're right. They do look very dominating from the back.
Calves.
Yeah, his calves are nuts.
The
Um,
fuck is that?
yeah, I think Mike just had to pull down too far, and you can kind of see it in his physique. He doesn't have that same pomp. He doesn't have that same detail that he had last year.
Yeah.
Um, and he thought that he
Yeah.
could put on muscle tissue. Like Terrence had made a comment saying that he could put on muscle tissue, and Mike made a comment saying that he had like 3 or 4 pounds as well. And I think he kind of learned this year that he does not have that anymore since he
Yeah.
had to suck down to 204. Um,
Don't get me wrong, Mike looks phenomenal in this, and I think
yeah,
if Ramon's off at all, I think Mike is probably classic Olympia. Even in this
yeah,
downsize,
yeah.
I do think Ramon was just nailed everything. So
I think Terrence puts on 4 or 5 more pounds of tissue between his arms and back. And he is,
yeah,
I
yeah,
just personally think that that's
he's good to the legs. He just needs more
this,
arms and back.
yeah, to me, this is better structurally. His posing is better. Everything is better than these two guys. He's just still too small.
Yeah, it's still bodybuilding, guys.
Yeah, it's not enough. The lack of size isn't enough to offset.
Yeah,
Like his great shape isn't enough to offset the lack of size.
yep. I love the side try from Terrence here for the favorite classic.
Yeah, honestly, I like all three of these poses. Mike looks crazy in a front lat.
Yeah, again, teacup pose, very
Yep.
hard to hit. You have to have pretty big fucking arms and shoulders to do that.
Which Ramon
That's
has
why.
massive arms. I want to see
That's why the
Ramon
shot's
in
very
a.
impressive.
I want to see him in the victory pose.
Yeah, he could do the Mike Mincer pose easy.
Yeah, dude. Not many people can, and
No.
Ramon is one of them, and I want to see him do it. I just don't know if his back is wide enough or not.
Yeah. Again, probably Terrence here.
Yeah, I like Terrence better.
I'm really not a big fan of the second in on the absence eyes.
Me neither.
Very much.
I like it as a transition, but like we come up and then we crunch down, but I don't. Yeah,
You see too many people try to suck in a vacuum and there's no
yeah,
detail.
yeah. All right, this is just another round of them. So overall, we had a 1 point decision.
Yeah. I'm not sure what
Let's
the.
here it is. Yeah, 1 point decision. 7 for Ramon, 8 for Mike Sommerfeld. So very, very
Ter-
tight between the two of
Terrence
them.
clearly back behind there, so
Yeah, straight thirds.
that's just
Yeah.
size. That's just size right there.
Yeah. Niall was the standout to me, to be honest. I think his shape and structure just he puts on 5 more pounds of tissue and comes in Josema shredded, and he is probably winning this show handedly. Or I think that it could be. I don't think Mike and Ramon have much longer in classic physique. I just think that they're getting too large.
Yeah, there's a few people right there. There's Josema, Niall, Diego. There's Minigate. There's
Yeah.
Justin that can really just fucking really kind of fit. I feel like the classic look much better, and I think Ramon and Mike
Yeah.
are obviously going to be too fucking big.
Yeah, I don't think they're lasting much longer. So, all right. So let's do a little bit of predictions real fast and
Yeah,
hop out of here. We're gonna do some Prague predictions.
where's my prog at?
So,
I'm getting mine up.
create entry. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm great.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people.
8 people, yes.
So just do 8 rows.
Why did it go 10? The fuck?
Yeah, it kind of automatically does 10.
How do I remove that? Don't go.
Minus row. Did you figure it out?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you want to look at all these guys or no?
We could probably take a look at like some of the other ones when we get through here, but we know these these big names here first.
So the big question is Samson Dowda or Keon Pearson? Who wins? For those of you who don't know, here's Samson at 295, where I think that this is his best look.
I think Samson has his redemption, and he's able to really nail the look he's looking for there. So I got Samson first.
I've got Samson first as well, and then I've got Keon. Ooh, the question is, can Keon beat Martin?
This is where I have Martin second.
You have Martin second?
I think Martin is just so established. He has equally like the best frame inserts, structures, and stuff like that without all like the potential ab issues that Keon has right
Yeah.
now. So Martin just has that look, where I think he can pretty much beat Keon pretty easily. I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it's tough, man. I think that the largest part of this problem is that Martin's going to be 40 pounds heavier than Keon, or 30 pounds heavier. I don't know exactly how much Martin weighs, but I'm guessing.
I think it's like 20, 25 pounds. I think he's like 230, 232.
Okay. He's he's a little bit taller than Keon is. What, 2-3 inches?
Yeah, maybe.
Keon's ab shot is going to hurt him a lot, but I don't know if his ab shot's going to hurt him enough to offset everything else. If they nail it, his peak, I've got Keon beating Martin. And then I've got Martin in third. And that'll make us a little different too. So,
yeah, and I think that's good right there. Now we have a few different ones. What does Crizzo look like? Right, I feel like Crizzo can pretty much be a slam dunk into that fourth spot there.
Yeah, the only problem with Crizzo is and I think he just won a show.
I don't really see any of these other guys beating him, to be honest, even if he's off.
I don't either. Crizzo's biggest problem is his glutes. But they might have come up a little bit. I don't know. We'll see.
This dude looks like the thing from the Goonies. He's just an ogre. He's just like fucking ogre, dude.
Yeah. Here's Yosef.
This is where it gets a little more tricky, I feel like. Where Crizzo for me is 4, and then you have Yosef.
He's good.
Yosef, and then you have Janek.
How long ago was this?
Wait, why am I
October 6th?
The same person?
It's 2 weeks ago. This is soft.
He looks pretty thin here.
Yeah. James, and then we've got Yaroslav.
Thin is relative, people. He's going against Samson Martin, Keon, and Crizzo.
This guy just got his pro card 7 weeks ago.
Oh, God.
He's big. His side leg's not very good.
Yeah, I think Tim's gonna be 5 here for me just because size wise. Tim is fucking huge, by the way.
I've definitely got Michael, and then I'm probably gonna go Budasheim, and then Hollingshead.
Yeah, then the battle of these two people, which I think just from size is probably gonna be Yosef.
Yeah, I'm going Yosef and then Yaroslav. So is the only person we have different is Martin and Keon?
Yeah. That's a big one, though.
That's a big one, yeah. So.
All
right.
Yeah, I like that. Because I think that's going to be the matchup is going to be Martin and Keon. Because I don't think Martin's in the spot. He obviously still wasn't in the spot to beat a very flat Samson. So all Samson's got to do is come in fuller than he did at the Olympia, and it's easily his. It's a matter of what does that look like for Martin and Keon.
100%. So,
which I think Martin's going to be pretty tough to beat.
Yeah. All right, dude. Well, I think that about wraps it up.
That was solid.
So, all right. Peace, everybody. Feel free to comment and give us your opinions and tell us we're stupid. That's fine. I don't care. Later.
Later.